update on the new about the other woman who passed for black. Okay, Rachel Dolezal. She's actually. Let also mention that she's mixed with Native American. She's not just 100% white. So I keep it real. A spade, a spade. You mix with something, that's who you are. Hold on just a moment. Anyway, well, um, she had resigned from the NAACP. Um, and I don't understand why would she have lied. You know what I'm saying? Because now everybody's got this word called transracial, and it's sad. All you had to do was admit you have a white Native American roots, and you could have did your social work. Cause she did. Let me tell you, she did a lot of good work in the African American community, way than some people in our own community. Okay, um, I wish she didn't resign. I think because anybody can join the NAACP, even Geraldo Rivera is part of the NAACP. But I don't, I didn't, it makes us. Let me say something. Okay, a lot of people are going to make fun of people because it's sad. Why would you do that? But then she is mixed. She's part of the American, and I don't see why. Like I said, I do question her mother's background because her nose. When I see African features, okay, it's hard to do a lip injection because they all went, big lips, they lip injection. You know what I'm saying? But if her mother was born with a wide nose, and I don't think, because I never heard a nose surgery to get the wide nose, heard about the one point that you had the Michael Jackson situation. You see, even Janet got her nose did. Latoya, Russ, a lot of folks getting their nose, had their nose done to make it more, pointed. And I don't like it. I'm saying I don't like cosmetic changes, and I don't because even this hair braided, it's relaxed hair. It's relaxed, it's straightened. You seen videos of my hair straightened, relaxed, permanently straightened. Okay, I don't like it because it's a personal individual choice. It's not a group decision. There are some people who use it for self-hatred, but not everybody uses it for self-hatred. There's some people who use it for personal preference. And she looks pretty with the curly wig in her hair. I'm serious, she did. But she don't have to go around and say she's part black when she's not. You know. So I'm not happy that she resigned. I wish she would stay in the NAACP. Because she did a lot of good work in the community. Yeah. And she could be herself, a white Native American woman, and then the India, Indy, NAACP, and still do good work. She don't have to lie and say she got a black in her. But I had met white folks who had done it before. I'm serious. I never given. I worked for Clean Stadiums in 2012. White woman gave us a ride, blonde, blue eye, okay. And so one time she said, "Yeah, my nigga," to me, and I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Uh, I'm not nobody's nigga, so don't call me that." And I said, "I don't care if you a black ass tall, do not call me nigga." And then before that, we was talking about 'cause we had a Mexican American man, I call him a Mexican brother. 'Cause he like sisters too. Um, and he you know, everybody said, well, you act black, but you Mexican. Talking about the Hispanic guy that was with us, working with us. And then it was me. And they said, well, you act like a Hispanic dude because you speak Spanish. Well, I said, are you mixed with Hispanic? I said, no, I'm black, French, Creole, English, Native American. Okay, I'm mixed, but I'm not mixed with Hispanic. I don't know any Hispanic ancestors in my family. Okay, so that's what I told her. I said that's I'm African American, Native American, Caucasian, which is the French and English part of me. Okay, so so when she said, I said so I said, are you a sister? So I asked her before that. I did ask her, was she a sister who looks white? She said, oh, no, I'm not black, but I'm not white. I'm not white. The same white girl that I'm not white. I didn't understand because she blonde hair and blue eye, okay? Like I said, I wouldn't doubt that she's mixed. I would. Like, for example, I love mixing Christina Aguilera, and she's my mixed sister, okay? You know what I'm saying? She's part Ecuadorian, which is Hispanic, and Ecuadorian is racially mixed, and she's part white on her mama's side. So, so I do accept, I know people who I met people mixed with Creole who do look blonde. I'm serious, blonde, natural blonde hair. I never get one of my Creole so-called friends back when I was a little boy, and his cousins. If you saw one of his cousins, she looked like a white kid. It wasn't no hair bleached blonde. This was a little white girl. You know what I'm saying? But she not white. She was Creole. She was mixed with black. Okay, and the American, side's French white. So, so I've seen people who are naturally blonde, serious, who naturally blonde hair, who racially mixed with black. As people say, you can't have no blonde hair. Y'all, so the ignorant motherfuckers. Sorry to the cuss. I'm serious. Sorry to cuss. It's about to storm rain. But the point is, that gets on my nerves because I've seen people and met people and talked to people who are mixed with Creole, who mixed with this, and they went lying like this one here was who are part black. Okay, I've seen the children come out with blonde hair and stuff. Okay, so when people say Michael Jackson was his kids, I'm sorry, I don't think this man would get somebody's sperm and claim to be his kids. Okay, I wouldn't do that. No. I know he was trying to be a child in a man's body, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't think that he would go that far to get somebody's sperm and claim to be his kids. They don't make no sense. So that can happen. I'm serious. And I've seen people, that's why I get tired of people thinking that people in the African American community, which is we're racially mixed African Americans, we're not pure African, that we all look alike. You saw my face. These people are ignorant. You got people in our own race who think, excuse me, like I'm not real light skinned, but I'm camel skinned. I'm a lighter shade. I'm not extremely light skinned like Jason Kidd or something. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm not dark skinned. You think we all have kinky hair? No, I met people. I have ancestors who had straight hair. You got folks with different color eyes. You see Tyson Howard. I'm Tyson Howard. You seen Terrence Howard, you seen even said dark skinned people like Eric Bishop, that's a rapper. Not Bishop. Eric Bishop, the rapper, he dark brown skin, yeah, dark chocolate with natural green eyes. And so is Donnie Simpson, who's be on VO Soul. Saying because the people in our community who have African American descent or racially mixed do not want to admit that. When they say Michael Jackson's kids, they don't admit that back in slavery their ancestors look like that. They want to be Afrocentric. They want to be pure African. You can fake it like this woman because they're no different. They're faking it just like this woman is, okay? But you're not gonna be a pure African. I'm never gonna be a pure African, okay? I will never be a pure African. I'm not gonna be a pure white man. I ain't gonna be pure a Native American man. I'm all the mixture of three. I wouldn't be here if the races didn't come together, okay? So it gets on my nerves, and I'm serious. So that's why I asked the woman what she was, not that she was stereotypically acting culturally so-called racist or black, but I asked her, since she said she wasn't white, was she a sister? Yeah, and we asked her, said we got people, as I'm mixed with Creole, we have people that look like that. I'm serious. Watch the movie Pinky. The old movie Pinky, it talks about a white-looking woman who's passing for white. Okay? So this is, I mean, it is sad that people are still ignorant to this day. But like I said, if I saw this woman and I didn't see her parents, and her parents didn't mention that I still question her mama's nose. If Rachel Dolezal, she said without the wig and stuff, she said she was black, I wouldn't be shocked that she was telling the truth because back in the, let me tell you something, the one drop rule classify anybody that got any drop of black blood in them. Okay? This phone get on my nerves. Charge, you stupid phone. Dang, sorry. I'm trying to phone this computer. Okay, stop making noise. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. So you have people who do look like white people, and even to this day, I never forget. Every magazine did an issue on this back in the '80s and before my time. Even on every magazine, I never forget. Don Summer had white child came out blonde hair and blue eye. Her daughter, yeah, Don Summer. Love you, baby. You can tell she mixed too with that camel skin, mixed with white and Native American too. Okay, well, and with Eartha Kitt was also mixed with black, white, Native American. Her daughter came out from white man, quadroon, you can say quadroon, whatever, but still blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? You have many people who look like a white person, even not Rashida Strober, Rashida Jones. Quincy Jones, and he mixed with white. You know, his daughter came out like a white woman, and she do play white woman roles. Okay, so this is nothing new because back in the day, if you got caught passing for white, who if you looked white, and you caught passing for white, you got your ass lynched, killed, beat, whatever they dehumanize you in some way. You know what I'm saying? So you had to be in a color sign. That's why they had the one drop rule because besides having slavery, because they wanted more slaves. But after slavery, they didn't want their blood being tainted. And it didn't stop them because you had people. Besides, I know y'all have to look at the what's that movie called? Um, what's that movie called? Imitation Life. Okay, the color version and the black and white version. But the bumble always crying about that the daughter passing for white. Okay, no, there were some people in the family. Yes, there were people, and I'm going to spill the beans, spill the dirty secret. There are people who look like myself and lighter and darker who want their families and some of their parents to pass for white so they can get money. And some folks did do that. You know what I'm saying? There was people who looked white, who were mixed with black, who will be, let's say, my father, which I have seen people, not my father, like white man, he don't, but I have seen people who are dark skinned who have families who do look like, I'm serious. So, because I had a co-worker of mine, he was ashamed of his doggone father, because his father like a white man, his brother was light skinned, he was dark skinned, his mother was dark skinned. I mean, that's sad. So you telling me if you had a child that was light skinned, she was ashamed of you being dark skinned, would you want that same situation? I can't have both ways, okay? But anyway, let's say my father's like a white man, so I can't pass for white. So I would ask my father, hey, go get some money for us to take care of the family, which is true. There are people who act like a white person, appear with 100% white person in public, and then come home, they were black in the house. That's true. I'm not lying. And so people are so ignorant to this day about the passing for white. They think Michael Jackson kids are not his when they are. Even Blanket, you can tell by my eyes. He has Michael eyes. And that's true. Michael Jackson's father, Michael Jackson had that white in him because his father has light eyes. Yeah, they mentioned black and Indian, but you can tell by his father, even though the mother's camera skin, she has white in her. So I found out one of her ancestors. Yeah, Catherine Jackson's family ancestors were mixed with white in somewhere in Mississippi somewhere. But her father is definitely mixed with white besides Native American because he has light eyes, and Native Americans do not have light eyes, and they say mixed with white. So you know, so that's how and besides the mother, what's her name, Debbie Rowe, she got the Paris got her grandfather's eyes too, so it got from two different genes both. So I don't debate that because back in slavery days that was going on, back in Jim Crow that was going on. There were black women when sisters got raped by white men doing stuff. And there's also sisters who were dating Ku Klux Klan. I mean, yes, I mean. Stonewall, whatever his name is, was doing the same. He was segregationist. There also was people who looked who serious. I Turner's dad was a preacher, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he was married, but he was dating some sister. He wasn't dating a white woman. And then she got white boy. She wasn't considered white. And that sister was dating a Ku Klux Klan. And they ended up they killed his dad for dating his sister because that was a Ku Klux Klan's girlfriend. A Coco black girlfriend, yes. So, I mean, so race mixing, I mean, y'all can't stop race mixing. I mean, people gonna mix whatever they gonna do. Okay, they'll find some other way, you know. Um, and so there were people who looked white. I mean, the first so-called Coco black Catholic priest and bishop. These are James O'Healy. James O'Healy looked like a white man. His mother was part white and part black, and she was a slave. His father was Irish. His father rebelled against the laws, the anti-miscegenation laws, anti-race laws in Georgia. And his mother and his father, they got married, I guess, in the Catholic Church, because we just Catholic Church allow interracial marriages. They went up to Canada where they got educated, and James O'Healy passed when he probably he did. They say he was discriminated against, but I heard the other siblings did pass for white, even within the church. Okay, so that was nothing new. There was yeah, passing for white was nothing new. And yes, I also read stories that white people who want to marry people who classify as black due to into the anti-miscegenation laws, they was against that, and so they would say I'm black. It's for real, for real. They would say I'm part black. I have black in me, for real. I heard stories about that too. So I mean, I read about this because it's part of our history. It should not be ignored. And so, and the founders of the NAACP was part were white Jew. One was white Protestant, and one white Jew. And then it was W. Boys. They had Walter White, who looked like a white man who was mixed with black, blonde hair, blue eyed, everything. They had a former slave. She was a sister, and some other people who founded one of the founders of the NAACP. Okay, even some black nationalists do not like the fact because because some white folks and mixed race folks founded. That's why I'm not a Marcus Garvey fan. I'm glad I brought that up because Marcus Garvey was trying to get the Ku Klux Klan to kill the NAACP because they was trying to integrate in society and get civil rights and for race mixing, and you had a bunch of mixed race people who was part of the movement, like W. Boys and Walter White. So that's, I mean, it's sad. So for Rachel Dolezal, she shouldn't have left. She shouldn't have left. I mean, she should have stayed and done the good work for our people. I mean, she was doing way good work than some of our own people. I'm serious. And she didn't have to pass. For example, I'm not Hispanic, and I'm around. I mean, my community is mostly African American descent. There are some Hispanics here, but when I was in school, both middle and high, elementary, it was mostly white and became mostly Hispanic. Most Latino, middle school, high school. Then I went to Job Corps in El Paso, mostly Hispanic. I went to El Paso Community College, that was mostly Hispanic. So if I wanted to join LULAC, I'm not gonna say I'm part Mexican. I have a Mexican ancestor, or I have Puerto Rican ancestor. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna still be mixed with African American, which is who I am. Mixed African American, French Creole, English Native American, and still be part. That's a man. For example, when I mentioned if you saw me talk about the Puerto Rican parade fight, okay, with the cat fight, with the Puerto Rican Latino girls were fighting each other at the Puerto Rican parade. Okay, and I mentioned about the Fiesta Flores festival in El Paso. The man who worked at Job Corps, like I mentioned his name, he's working with Job Corps, and he's part of LULAC in El Paso. This man is real. This brother is, he's not on Hispanic, he was married to one. She's from Mexico, and his daughter is brown, a little darker than me, not dark skinned like he is, but with kinky hair. Yeah, and daughter, she hopes she speaks some English because when I met her back in 2005, I'm like brother, teach her both languages, let her be bilingual. Because I had to speak Spanish to this little black skin chick. Okay, she had like Afro puffs and she was brown skin, a little darker than me. Okay, so like a light mahogany color, should I say? And so this brother is, I'm sorry, real dark. And he don't go around and say he's Spanish. He speaks Spanish too. And he's part of LULAC. So, so I'm just saying she didn't have to fake her race. But at the same time, I wouldn't doubt she got African in her because her mother knows her, like I said. And she was able to fool people besides that tan and that wig and that curly weave in her hair. Okay? That's what she did. And she had that fat nose. She was able to fool people with that fat nose. I'm not saying she's fat, but it is a big nose. Okay, it is a little wide. Okay, it's not too wide. It's a little pointed, like a mixture, like my dad's nose. He has a mixture of point. It's like this. My dad's nose like this, and it's spread like this, but it's point. It's not wide like mine. I got it from my grandfather on my dad's side and my mother. But my grandmother nose is like that too because they have English, English in their family. And they live thin. My uncle lips are thin. My aunt's lips, my dad's sister is a little moderate, and my dad's lips are thin. And so my grandmother, my dad's side, and my great grandfather was dark skin with a little. His nose was not that too wide with thin lips. Because his grandmother's part white and part, which is English, and part black, and she was married to a Choctaw Native American. That's how. See what I'm saying? So his cheekbones a little wide, mine's not that. Not high, not that high though. But people have said I have the forehead, Native American white. And the American man who was telling me at the library, he said, you do look more Native American and African American, like a mixture of African American and Native American. A lot of folks tell me that, a lot of folks say, you got white in you? And I'm like, dang, y'all look at me strange. But also, I always tell people, if I went to Zambia, if I went to Benin, which is African countries, I'd be the lightest one, so you assume they have something else besides black. So, therefore, she was able to fool people with that nose. I'm serious. Y'all didn't catch it. Y'all gotta stop just looking at the color. Look at the whole person. You know what I'm saying? I examine people, their lips, their nose, their eyes. I examine their hair texture. I examine all that. I look up and down. Yes, I do. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So, I was able, when I saw her mama's features, her nose wide, I said, that's a sister. That's a yellow bone sister passing for white. I'm sorry. So, I wouldn't be shocked because I don't think, it's kind of weird that she'll come up with the idea to create a new identity by saying that she's part black and she's not, and have a brother on there on the picture saying that's her dad. I don't understand why she would do that. But at the same time, it's gonna make it hard for multiracial people. That's what I was trying to say. I'm going ahead and say it. Who do have mixed heritage, like myself, who are multi-generational mixed, who are parents who are racially mixed by ancestry, which is that's how they got here, being racially mixed. They're not pure blacks, okay, and pure whites, whatever. It's gonna make it hard for us, multi-generational mixed people who multi-generational mixed who are trying to tell people we're not pure this or pure whatever, and these people trying to make us falsely identify as pure. That's transracial, falsely identify as pure when we're not. So, and it's sad as a bunch of people, like I tell people who are ashamed of their mixed background, they mutually loves company. Instead of them going about their business and just going and be 100%, claiming to be 100% something they did, the society say so, they want to drag us along with it because they're miserable. They're miserable. They wasn't miserable. They leave us alone. That's why individually they leave us alone. So it's gonna be, it's gonna make it hard for people, because I just right now I was on social media. Somebody put Tiger Woods and Raven Simone as transracial. Raven Simone and Tiger Woods admit they are racially mixed. They did not deny that. They did not being part of the black race. Raven Simone said she's not African American. And even this woman who passed for black said she preferred black over African American. Like I said in my video, when about with Harmon Williams the third bill about portrayed by black culture, I do prefer when I dress in my mantra. Even I do say the word black because I grew up saying that. Just like if I grew up in the '60s or before that, I besides that Negro or color. Okay, I prefer African American, even in Spanish, over the word black. Because I'm going here and say this again, even though I'm not pure black, people think I am. Do you see this thing here? Do you see my phone? Do you see my color? My skin is not black. Okay, it's caramel brown. Okay, caramel skin. Okay, and then two, the people that came on the ship did not call themselves blacks. They was from Africa. Even Africa, it did not call themselves until someone from the Roman Empire, her or the Africans, whatever, gave their name. The white man always giving somebody a doggone name. Sorry to be anti-white, but I'm sorry to say that. It's getting on my nerves. So, but they had different tribal names in quote unquote Africa. Okay, so y'all need to understand y'all history. That's why I do understand. I'm not with that doggone black Israelites people cult, but they do have a point that them folks did not come in this ship call themselves black. Okay, they did not call them. They didn't call themselves Negro or whatever. They had their own tribal names. They did. They had their own tribal names like Bantu and Zulu and all that. That was their identity. But white race people stole, was part of the slave trade, and the Africans who were part of the slave trade, y'all stop thinking that they're not. Yes, they were. Africa, slavery still goes on in Africa. But the Nigerian girls got stolen. They were African Muslims. I'm not saying all Muslims, but some set, there was an Islamic set that kidnapped them girls for slavery and prostitution. Okay, slavery still goes on in Africa to this day. Okay, so in Africa, they was the slave. Yeah, they had slave traders, slave masters in Africa who was kings and queens who was giving away their slaves, our ancestors to the white race ancestors. So they was part of the slave trade too. They the one kidnapping took. Yeah, it was like what's his name to be on Tom Joyner? What's the man say on African American Lives? Henry Gates Jr. Henry Gates Lewis Jr. said Henry Louis Gates said that is it Henry Louis Gates, whatever how he said his name. He said it wasn't just a bunch of white folks. That's not true. It was Africans who just got them and put them. Cause I remember watching Roots, but even before that, my grandma, why the Negroes always happen to white? I said that's how they did slavery. It was Africans who slaved each other in tribal wars, and then when white racist people who was greedy saw these folks call them black people and Negroes, we call them, especially Portuguese, because Negro in Spanish in Portuguese means black. Okay, Negro, they said. Okay, they be traded a slave with money, sugar, tobacco, and all that stuff, all that materialistic stuff. And like brother was telling me on the bus, they ain't trade their guns. They said they ain't trade their guns. That's true. They ain't trade no guns. They showed it because you know what I'm saying. They ain't want the Africans to shoot them out the country. Because they would trade guns to them for a slave. They were shooting them Europeans out the dog room. But no, they was part of the slave trade. And it, like I say, it still goes on to this day. So you know, and y'all sitting here, just thinking all white folks. No, there were white people who was against slavery. Abolitionists. You know what I'm saying? They were. So Uncle Tom's Cabin. The real how slavery we learn in school. School sometimes don't teach us true history. Harry Beecher Stowe wrote the book Uncle Tom's Cabin was against about it was a fictional book about against slavery. So y'all need to understand that it would always just it was white people against slavery, okay, and yeah, I don't know. Besides, we I taught in school, and like I said, they always forget the slaves. Yeah, the black Africans who from other tribes slaved. Let's say let's for example, I mean, I don't want no blood Crips coming on my channel talk forever, but let's say the Bloods and Crips fighting against each other. The Crip won, and the Bloods be the slave. He was okay, taking the blood to the slave ship. That's how it was. Okay, y'all got my ideology. I'm not trying to say that what happened, but that's how it happened. The Bantu or Zulu fight amongst each other, and the Zulu won, and the Bantu be the slave or the Zulu, and they get put on a slave ship by a white race. That's how it happened. Okay, that's how it happened. And so y'all just can't get in. And I always tell people that the Africans, not all Africans, but the ones who don't like us, or 19 had the ideology that we was a slave. You know what I'm saying? I'm not lying, because when I shoot, every time I go to the shop, my Stella Brothers he not there no more, but sometimes he be there. I think he's Nigerian, because he bought my shade, because Nigerians are very mixed with English. And they yeah, they are men. And they say, how you know that? I say, because I read. I know every white man is like. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of white being, but when these white men who were doing exploration and stuff of different continents, the Americas and Africas and Asia too, they like the Rolling Stone, where they Papa was a Rolling Stone every time they lay their hair, so they leave their seed down here, okay? So yeah, they are very good. Not just the dark ones, the light ones. Like, how do you know we mix with English? I said, yeah, they had to, different shades and everything. I'm not stupid. So what happened was that Nigerian, I'm assuming he a Nigerian. He be rude to me every time he's insecure. Also, I don't steal a damn thing, okay? And I complain to Hispanic managers about this. I have about how he treat me in the store and sub brothers on 45 telephone. Hey, y'all know what I'm talking about right there by the Walmart, across the street from the Walmart, right there by a Chinese restaurant down there. I'm just getting the address right there, okay? And so, and like I was telling my friends, yeah, they still think that we're their slaves, and I'm saying this because a sister, an African sister, what happened? My long distance cousin was working at Charlestown Mall, which is now Flies to Americas. And when she was a manager there, she was at a kids clothing store back in the late '90s and early 2000s. And her mom used to work there too, and who's my other cousin. And so this African lady had some children clothes that was worn out. And so my cousin, she kind of streetwise. You don't fool my cousin, but she was trying to be professional because she wanted a job. She said, man, we can't turn this in. It was like worn out. Yeah, the African woman said, yeah, if you was in my country, you'll be my slave. And my cousin said she almost forgot she was in the store. She showed it. She forgot she was in the store. She said, excuse me, I ain't my mama slave. I ain't nobody slave. You know what I'm saying? She ready to fight her. She showed. My cousin was about to show. Hey, she was back in middle school, high school. You couldn't tell her shit. She'd get in fights. She'd beat this chola girl up, showed in middle school, and with a chair. So my cousin, she don't play. My cousin, she about to turn out now. She get religious now. But back then, when she wasn't religious, then she was tell my cousin business. But yeah, she didn't play. She would fight. Ooh, she would fight. Sure would. She get all type of fight. Me and her used to get into it, so we used to get into it. Me and my long distance cousin. Now we kind of cool a little bit sometimes, but yeah, she used to shoes. She was tough. So I'm telling you, them, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I know that, yeah, they think that we're thoroughbreds of Africa. And like I said, I always tell people, yeah, I embrace my African roots, but at the same time, don't get mad about us being, y'all soon to be called us Eurocentric because don't be assumed that, don't go ahead and make that statement and y'all make it look stupid because I always tell people it was the African slave masters who didn't want my African ancestors there. Okay, they want my African ancestors there. They gave them to my white ancestors. So don't get mad about we don't know about Africa and we don't know all this and we don't know what tribe before. That's not our fault. If them African slave masters did not participate in the slave trade and be greedy with the white racist people who also were greedy too, because remember, like Quincy Jones told Travis Smiley on BET Tonight back in the day when Travis Smiley used to be on BET, he said it was about money. It wasn't about color. It was about money. The slave trade was about money. You know, like they trade a slave with an African person who was owned a slave. And like I said, I don't care about them not being whooped every day in Africa. They were treated differently than it was in the United States. I don't want nobody. Nobody should be slaving nobody, black or white. Okay, black or white, nobody should. African, European, nobody should not be enslaving nobody. Okay, let's get that straight. Nobody should not be slaving. It's an abomination to slave another person. We still have today, even on these jobs, I'm going to pay people low pay and treat them like SSIT, and that's slavery right there. Slavery, of course, slavery is unpaid labor, but they try to pay the person less price. They do the immigrants that way too. I'm serious, okay? They do people of African American that way too. And like I say, I was treated like shit. That's why I don't give a fuck about telling some supervisors off when they mistreat me. Because when I got treated like shit working at that stadium job, I couldn't deal with no more, okay? Because I dealt with that when I was growing up by my own family. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna let nobody talk to me because at the same time, at the end of the day, we were still fucking human beings. We shit, we bleed, we cut, we bleed. We do all that. Nobody's better than nobody, okay? So that's how I feel about it. So I'm trying to go my own business because I'm getting tired working in Texas. And like I say, you have people of all different races, even those that African Americans who treat you like shit and try to be your friend. Anybody should know me. Don't treat me like shit and then be my friend. I don't give a damn you part of the black race or not. If you a friend of me, you're not a friend at all. Because I don't want no frenemies as friends. Either you're a friend or a foe. Foe means an enemy in a different way. Okay? Thank you. Hello? Shows. So, point is, we still, because that's what I'm saying. When I got mistreated, that's what I'm saying. But when I got treated like trash, I don't care. I cuss the person out. I talk me in the kind of way because I feel like, two wrongs to make a right. But I feel like you ain't have no business treatment that way. All the way up, sign on my forehead, say mistreat me. I care like it is. So, but yeah, some of them, not all of them, some of them, the Africans think that of course, we're not pure African and we don't have that culture and our lifestyles. It's not our fault. Hey, but it's the poor people of black, or cocoa black and cocoa white who participate in the slave trade. That's not our fault. That's not our fault. Okay? Like for example, I'm speaking English. I'm not speaking Zulu or Bantu or Yoruba. I'm not speaking that because you know what I'm saying. We was raised differently here. You know what I'm saying? So, and we were mixed as well. So, therefore, it's not our fault. It's not our fault. And like I say, anybody blame me for something, I don't give a damn because I live for myself. I live for nobody else. Okay, so I don't live for nobody else but myself. Okay, because at the end of the day, I'm born alone, I die alone. So that's my point. Is going back to Rachel. Rachel, she should not play the role as lying about her so-called African roots and her. It's okay to be part of social work, like I say. And then I heard she was telling people that if you're not black, don't be part. No, first of all, let's get that straight. I do refute that. My white Native American sister who's trying to be black, I have no problem of a white person starting a protest of Black Lives Matter. Okay, I'll never forget that I wanted to cut this Mexican dude off who looked Hispanic, who had a quote-unquote black grandfather. He Mexican. We have a black American, African American grandfather. Couldn't stand it, asshole, because he was two-faced. Once I'm mixing, I'm pure about whatever. We're gonna be a two. When what happened was back in 2006, they had the immigrant was marching. And on May 1st, I was going to go and march with them because there have been times I've seen Hispanic people be on all cause like they're trying to go along with the Black Lives Matter. Okay, especially when they got Latino men getting killed too. So it would be Latino Lives Matter as well. But no, and there been complaints. Well, y'all want us to be in your movement, but y'all never be in our movement. So I remember hearing that growing up as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? And I said it's trifling that we want everybody to be in our movement and defend us, but we don't defend nobody else's movement. So I was going to join. I was going to march for the immigrants. And so this Mexican who looks more Mexican, okay, stereotypically, should I say, go and tell me you're not Mexican. You know, I want to cut. Excuse me. There are people of color. Y'all are people of color just like me. Y'all are minorities just like me. And I said, if someone was fighting for my cause, I would not mind what color they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting tired of hearing people telling folks, well, the white people should not start. Excuse me. The white folks also helped the NAACP. I'm going to co-found the NAACP. Okay? There were also white abolitionists back in slavery. White folks was getting lynched and killed for our cause to get away from slavery and segregation on us. So what's the wrong with a white person who is not a redneck, okay, who's not a redneck, who's going to start a movement for Black Lives Matter? They got nothing to do with that, okay? These y'all ungrateful ass and this woman who's supposed to be black, who ain't black at all, gonna make that statement. That's very hypocrisy, okay? It's very hypocritical for saying that. Okay, very hypocritical. And one thing, because I didn't get a chance to go to the march, but at the time I wanted to march back in 2006 in El Paso for the immigrants, the Mexican immigrants to stay here in this country. Excuse me, I have the one thing I know I'm not 100% for illegal immigration, but like I said, it might be about the Juneteenth, the multiracial week, and Loving Day goes around come around this situation because white people stole Texas and the rest of Texas for slavery. That was what the line was about, and also they tried the white race people, American, stole the west south, stole the west southwest away. Okay, also the white people who stole this land. Okay, it don't belong to a white man. It belongs to our Native American people. And I mix with the three races: African, European, and Native American. Okay, so I can say this. Okay, that's how I got my behind here, and my family got here. We're not pure Africans. Okay, so point is. What goes around come around, so look what happened, okay? And a bunch of immigrants, like I say, not everybody who come here illegally, a bunch of cartel. You got cartel people, but more people who was marching that day, marching back in 2006, were hard-working folks who worked their behind off to take care of their families. How many Americans, no matter what their races, do the same bullshit? No, okay? They work their ass, and one thing I don't refute a man who does that, who risk his life and his livelihood to take care of his family. Because I know somebody in my family who don't do that shit. Okay, I put out there and he a brother, but I don't give a damn. He should take his responsibility. So therefore, that's what I would do. And that's why I don't I don't take my clothes off and make babies. You know what I'm saying? I keep my pants on until I get money, until I find a woman I get married to, and then I can take my clothes off and do the freaky deek, okay, and to make some kids out this woman, okay. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go out there get my freak on. No, it's irresponsible. I got no money. I ain't working. Or either if I did work, I ain't working. My income is not good. It's gonna make me a hardship on my income. So that's the whole reason why. Okay. So those are irresponsible people. They can't keep their pants on, keep their legs closed. That's the whole reason why. Okay. So I tell you like this. I don't have no problem with these Latino immigrants coming here, and not all of them come from Mexico. They come from different countries, and they're taking them because they come here to work and take care of their families. Some of our people need to do the doggone same things outlined. Okay? You know, so therefore, I was going to march in El Paso. And I didn't get a chance because I was so tired that Friday. But I was going to march and go to the march and march with these Latino people because I feel, hey, the government Bush would not have no problem if a bunch of white folks, white immigrants from Europe coming here illegally. And many of them do come illegally, okay? And you got Canadian people who are white coming here illegally and no one is not asking for no green card, no papers. But they put someone of color, oh, it's gonna be a problem. Mm-hmm. That's how I do. So y'all gotta know your, if y'all don't know your history, you know where you're going. So that's how I know. So that's what got me upset. That's why I got upset about the part black, part Hispanic dude. Identify mostly Hispanic. He had identity crisis right there. You're part black and Hispanic. Your mom is part black and Hispanic, or your dad, one of the doggone two. And you know what I'm saying? You over here trying to tell somebody who's racially mixed, who family been racially mixed for a long period of time before his ass got here. Okay, and you gonna tell me what my identity is, and then tell me I should not be in the march. You don't want to tell that fuck him. I ain't want to cuss so much to cut you off because you get in trouble, but I want to cuss his ass out. Yeah, I ain't no slave. Slavery died a long time ago, so if I want to go to the movement, so I feel the same way. If white man want a white person, white woman who's good, who's not racist, want to be part of the movement, who want to start a Black Lives Matter protest, that's okay. I have no problem with that. But this person supposed to be black, supposed to have one drop black blood in her, and we don't know except her mama knows why, and her nose is fat. Okay, we don't know that. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna make a long video, y'all. I'm going ahead because I'm tired right now. I'm hot right now. I do my homework, and I'm gonna give me a little coffee, a little cold coffee, whatever. But at the same time, this woman is confused, talking about a white person that she don't deserve, should not make a movement. Black Lives Matter. Okay, what you mean, a Klan movement? What, a neo-Nazi movement? Should support the police who doing all this? What do you want them to do? I'm not ungrateful. If a white person, well, hey, if y'all want to start, y'all good white people want to start a Black Lives Matter, do it. Do it, because I have no problem. At least you can show you're not racist, and you prove these people who think every white person racist is not racist. Then you need to know their ass got a little black and we got a little white in them too. I tell it like it is. Anyway, y'all, bye. Have a nice day.